Hello, friends, and welcome to Talking with Famous People. Delilah has indicated she might be about 5 minutes late, but as promised, I started here at noon PST. And I anticipate my daughter Delilah will be joining us within the next 5 minutes or so. So, the plan here today is to ideally have the focus of this live stream be a little bit more centralized than usual, namely to be something of a Q&A of Delilah. I've got some cues in mind that I think are interesting to me. Maybe won't be so interesting to everybody else, but if you have some cues in mind, I'm sure Delilah will be happy to provide some A's. Let me make sure I'm streaming successfully here. Yes, I am. Okay, good. So, anywho, while we wait for the drugs to take effect, as they say, we will await Delilah's arrival and then ask her questions. In the meantime, let's share with everybody something that's changed a little bit here. What's changed a bit? That's right.
Ooh,
it's
it looks
Rachel's
blue
hair.
on film.
It's very blue.
On film, yeah.
But it's more turquoise in real life.
Yeah.
It looks much less blue and more turquoise in real life.
Yeah.
Hi, Grass Eater. How are you? Have you been eating grass?
Thanks, Grass Eater. Yeah, have you been? I hope that you've gotten your nutritional intake of grass.
Well, the thing is, to successfully consume grass, one needs to have multiple stomachs, as per the cow.
Oh, right.
It's not easy. Now, if you're just eating it but not really extracting any nutrition from it, I guess then you don't need multiple stomachs.
No.
So, it doesn't say that he's eating it for nutritional value, just eating it.
This is fact. These are facts.
One shouldn't jump to conclusions.
No.
So, anywho, Delilah should be here shortly, and it appears as though probably this stream hasn't sent out a lot of notifications or anything. I actually promoted this bit on YouTube and I even announced it on Twitter because Delilah and I scheduled it ahead of time, but I couldn't figure out how to schedule a stream. It used to be easy enough to do, but it doesn't seem like they let you do that anymore. So, anywho, it's a beautiful autumn day here in Los Angeles.
It is.
And if I were really on top of my stuff, what I would be doing, of course, is I would be putting behind me on the green screen the beauty of the outside day. Wouldn't that be nice of me?
Oh.
Let's see if I can do that. The beauty of the outside day. I'm going to add a camera, image source, video capture device. See if that's Delilah texting me.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to say okay. I'm going to go to the filters. I'm going to add a color filter. There we go. Now I'm going to put a nice autumn image behind it. Let's see. Autumnal scene. That's what I need. I need an autumnal scene. Who doesn't need an autumnal scene now and again?
Exactly.
Alright, let me find an autumnal scene.
Hello, Eric.
Ah, perfect.
Can you hear me or no?
Let's see. How big is this one?
Hello, can you hear me or
That's
no?
not big enough. Let me do a tool here. Large.
Hello?
Maybe this one. How big is this? Oh, it's got the Shutterstock stuff on. That one does too. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Save image as. Let's see, what is Delilah saying to me now? I can. Oh, I have to put on headphones. Sorry, Delilah. I'll do that 1 second. Sorry, I need to put on headphones, and I was just downloading an autumnal scene. I'll be with you in 1 moment. The image 6. Sure, I'll move this up here. I'm going to replace it with. Actually, I'll just put an image. Image 3, fine. And where is the image? It's the one I just downloaded. Autumn scene 26. Okay, good. Okay. Now we're going to put this down here. And we're going to put us down here. No, I know where we're going to put us. We're going to put us over Delilah when we find her. So now we're going to let's see. I need display capture. Yeah, I guess. And then, hi Delilah, sorry for the delay here. I'm getting set up. And then I need to get my.
Did you see Zuko? Can you hear me yet or no?
I can sort of hear you. I don't have my headphones on yet, but.
Okay.
You look so cute, Delilah.
Thank you.
I'm going
You're
to
welcome.
stop this approach.
Thank you.
So,
How's that? And Zuko looks adorable as well.
I know, he's being cute right now.
yes.
He's being interested in everything I do.
Aw.
Let's see if I can come down.
The only problem is I just have to get him to not walk on my laptop because that's his like favorite thing to do.
Oh my gosh. That's gotta be so, like, tough.
Yeah, oh, for sure. When I'm like actually busy like doing things and he walks on it and like he'll just like type random stuff or like search. Like he like one time did like a Google search that was just like a bunch of random letters.
That... I colored my hair, by the way.
Oh my gosh, I was gonna say, is that like the green screen?
Yeah,
That
no.
so cute.
Thank you.
I got a haircut yesterday too.
No way.
Yeah, but no, it looks so good.
Thank you. I was kind of inspired by you because you did your own, right?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
Yeah. So did you bleach yours yourself?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was that process?
Really good. The kit that I bought was really good. So,
no, I love it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, if you get like tired of the purple, if it starts the blue, if it starts washing out, I'll recommend you the purple dye that I use if you want to go purple next, because I think that would be super cute.
Yeah, actually, they did a test with this color, and if you wanted to color another, and purple works well with it. So
okay,
yeah,
no, it looks super cute. I really like it.
Thank you.
Question from Grass Eater: does the bleach hurt, Rachel?
Is it? Are we already live?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the stream.
The bleach stings, yes.
Question from David Sanderson. Oh God, Eric is trying to use TE again? Eric, have I seen Cloud's video? No, I have not seen Cloud's video. What's it about?
job, grass eater.
Yeah, sorry, I just pulled up the live so I could see the chat.
Oh, yeah, sure. Post it, although everybody's going to go see Cloud's video right now, but that's fine. So, I did an unusual thing for this live stream, which is I actually promoted it on Facebook and announced it on Twitter and stuff
Oh, no.
in advance. Well, the only reason I did it was because I don't normally plan in advance that I'm going to live stream. I just started abruptly, but since I said noon, I had a little chance to do it. But I don't necessarily know that's going to be effective. It's always lower turnout on weekends in general than on weekdays. So there is that factor.
I'm gonna go look at your Facebook.
It just says join us in 30 minutes and puts a link to the video.
What's your Twitter name?
Let me see. I basically never used Twitter, but I was motivated to do so the other day by somebody, and David Sanderson, I guess, and so it made it easy to announce it. So I said, what the hell? I am Eric_Strauss_TC. That's my name. It's not a very memorable name.
Alright, so you have 4 whole followers on there.
Well, I never used it, really.
I really like that picture of us. You remember when we went to Devil's Gate? That's what it's called, right?
Yeah, I do. That was a fun outing. You took me on an adventure. This is an example of
Dan told me about that.
Of
That's
an
so
ESTP
cool.
daughter taking her ENTP father on an adventure. So, at some point in your teenagehood, you went with, no doubt, some undesirable male companions to visit this dam that you're not supposed to go to. And you went to the part where you're not supposed to go, especially. Is this correct?
Yeah. It was like a weed smoking spot. Hopefully, I'm very afraid of who's. You're not friends with. Are you friends with Candace on Facebook?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Sorry, I didn't even think about that. I thought I was just making sure that it wasn't too boring for you by getting more people in attendance,
Oh, that's fine. How many people are watching right now? Do you know?
I don't know. Usually my live streams will sort of ramp up to around 30.
Yeah.
And then, sometimes they'll stay there for a while. Sometimes they'll go back down, Right now I have to, let me see. Right now we have 14. So,
yeah, okay, I saw that.
So yeah.
I mean, it would probably be helpful for me to be more, open on this if you deleted the Facebook post. The only thing is if Candace sees, okay, whatever, like it's not a huge deal, she it's, I'm not like exposing myself too much, saying something I've never done.
As we speak.
If you're not comfortable with it, you're not comfortable
I'm totally
with it.
deleting it as we speak. That's fine. It didn't even occur to me. I just didn't think about it,
Right. No, it's all good. No, I appreciate that. And also, even if for some reason there were fewer people, I had so much fun last time. So much fun. I was just like, never had an interest in joining, doing live streams with Dad before. And I randomly was like, yeah, I'll join. And I stayed for much longer than I had anticipated. So, I had a lot of fun last time.
I have a question coming in that I was interested in having you answer, which is, what are fond memories, or one of your most fond memories from childhood involving me?
So I think that, like, for specifics, I really enjoyed, like when I was growing up or whatever, and it was just the two of us, and you'd take me to like random places, like I'm trying to think of like an example, like when you would take me to like go buy a dress from like, those like Chinese dress stores, and just like little things like that where we would, hold on, Zuko's like, okay, he's fine, he's just being crazy, but where we would like go on little outings, and it was just like the two of us or whatever. That was really fun. But for in terms of like things that like I actually like, specifically remember, I really enjoyed that period of time where we would do things like go to places like Devil's Canyon or like go to like photogenic places, and it was mostly like you forcing me and like me being like, no, I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it, and then me ending up going with you and then really enjoying myself. You know what I'm saying? It's like so much pushback from me where I'm like, no, I just want to stay home, play video games, whatever, and then I would end up going with you somewhere and really enjoying myself.
We have that same quality, though. My initial thing is, no, but then I end up having
Yeah,
a good
yeah.
time, usually. Yeah, I really enjoyed that Devil's Gate thing as well because it was an opportunity. Well, it was like, as a teenage daughter, normally teenage daughters wouldn't want to share with their father that they went to this place. It's illegal to go to smoke weed with some
Right.
characters that I don't know. But
Right.
I was excited to see the place, and I was pleased that we had that kind of relationship that you don't have to worry about
Oh yeah,
that kind
for
of stuff.
sure. And it's so much safer too, like it's genuinely so much safer that I'm able to be like, yeah, I'm going to this party, or yeah, I'm going to this place, you know what I'm saying? Rather than just like lying about it and like getting into trouble. Because like I never really in high school got into any kind of trouble where I felt like so unsafe and that like no one knew where I was or anything like that. Like I genuinely like never really um have felt that. I got myself into like this one really weird pickle one time, but luckily, and it wasn't even like because like I was like lying to anyone at all. I just like found myself, at a party, and like this is like so dangerous. It's like at a party, and then like suddenly I was like super fucked up, and like suddenly I realized that I was alone with 12 guys, and I was like, oh shit, like let's get like this like awareness brain on. And my girlfriend had like left the party like 5 minutes earlier, and she was like, she was high, and so she was like, yeah, like I don't really want to drive unless it's an emergency, so just call me if it's an emergency. And I called her and I was like, it is an emergency, get me out of here, like please. And so she came and picked me up, and like obviously I was completely fine or whatever. And even like you were home, like I came home to you, like it's not like I was like lying to you or anything like that, but like that would have been like a perfect situation where I was like, hey dad, like I need you to come pick me up now.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just so much safer.
There's a question here from Upton Place 48. Delilah, how do you deal with outbursts from people in public? I figure SE users, namely you, you're an SE user, would be best at handling that stuff without getting embarrassed.
Right. I think so. Luckily, I have not really had. Sorry, my cat's moving my laptop right now. I have not really had to see those. Can you stop? I've not really had to see those like experience that firsthand. Where like I see like a Karen, having an outburst in public. So it's hard for me to say how I would react, because like anytime like I deal with an outburst, it's usually like me getting into a fight with someone else. Like I don't know if I think I told the story last time where like I was like in the Olive Garden parking lot. I told that story, I think.
Yeah.
But so that like, but if I were to see someone having an outburst, I feel like I would be pretty like equipped to handle the situation like relatively calmly and like be able to like kind of like put them in their place type of thing. But the thing is those people who are prone to like outbursts in public have no rationale. There's no logic going on in their brains. So it's not like I could just like reason with them and be like, okay, for my first point of contention, I'll explain why you're wrong here. And they're just like, they just get
You mean that
angry,
doesn't always work?
Angry. Yeah, it is. You're completely right. They lose total logic. It's all just like coming from this place of like repressed emotions.
Right.
And you're just the target.
No, exactly. And like I saw some talk about masks in the chat right now, and someone said, shush, Delilah's pro masks. And yeah, I am. I am pro mask, but like, and it, like, I've only seen like people in public without a mask a couple times, and it just like doesn't like bother me enough where like I'm just gonna like go like yell at them, and be like, put a fucking mask on, like
Yeah.
I'm just like, whatever, like I have my mask, I'm staying away from you, you catch COVID if you want, whatever, stay away. But when if I were to encounter someone who wasn't wearing a mask and was like yelling like, don't make me put a mask on, I'm losing all my rights, I'm white, I'm middle class, I have no rights, I have to wear a mask, I feel like I'd probably be able to handle that situation pretty calmly. It's like same way with like, my dad and I get into like these like heated arguments. I feel like I'm actually somewhat able to keep my calm, and my dad is the one person who can evoke very strong emotions out of me. So I feel like you prepared me. This is just boot camp. My dad's anti-masking is like all fake in preparation for me to go deal with an anti-masker in public.
The thing is, Rachel and I want to drive around in the car, and as we see people in the street without masks on, I yell at them. Especially also if they don't have a mask on their dog. Put a mask on that dog! Yell out the window at them. Yeah, while concurrently not wearing masks ourselves, of course.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're all home, and, that's the thing, too, is, dude, my cat, Zuko, is very much, he wants to be part of the stream. I'll bring him over here so you guys can, most of you guys met him last time, but, no, yeah, that's the thing, is, like, if someone's, like, walking down the street, oh, well, like, you don't have to be wearing a mask at all points of the day, but, like, if you're going to Costco and you're not, like, wearing a mask, like, that's just like kind of stupid, you can bitch about it, you can complain about it, fine, whatever, but like just at that point, like,
my position on it is this: that any private business is entitled to, if they wish, to require that we wear masks.
Right.
It's their business, and so we can choose whether we want to go in or not. My problem is that, of course, the businesses don't have a choice; they're required to require masks. So it's like the free market will take care of this fine. If it's really a problem, people who aren't careful will get sick, and people who are careful won't. And if it's not really a problem, then nobody's going to get sick. Well, David Sanderson, right now, this video is not involving chess. This video is, as per the topic, a conversation with Delilah and a Q&A with Delilah, so I'm not going to play chess right now.
I actually don't know. I've never played chess, and I don't know how to play chess. So at some point, next time I come over, you can maybe teach me that.
Sure. I'm not a particularly great chess player, but it's kind of a fun game.
Right.
So, I guess we didn't really play a lot of games when you were a kid, huh?
You know what? I was just talking to my friend about this game that we played when I was 7 years old, mind you. This is not the typical 7-year-old game, and it was valid or invalid.
Oh, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Do you remember valid or invalid?
Sure, that's a fun game.
And I remember like talking to my friend about that the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, like I remember feeling so frustrated. I have this clear scene in my mind of us coming back home in your like the black, it was like a Toyota, right? Like the boat car that you called it.
Yeah.
And playing valid and invalid, and like almost being brought to tears because I couldn't figure out if something was valid or invalid, and I was like, I'm so stupid, like I can't figure this out, and then like thinking back on it, I'm like, okay, I was playing like this like logic, valid or invalid, like on proofs, you know what I'm saying, or like when I was 7, like it's not a huge deal that I couldn't figure it out, but of course at the time I was like,
well, as soon as you got one of the ideas down and
right.
then I'd move on to something more difficult.
Right.
Yeah, I could totally like understand your frustration too. Like you probably got so many of them right, and then there's just this one that like you're stuck on, and then you're stuck on it for like hours.
Well, there's also
like my dad.
There's also a reality that kids get this certain kind of abstract thinking capacity between 4th and 5th grade, prior to which they don't really have. Now, they're still able to do TEI stuff, but it's the more abstract it gets, the more befuddled they get until between 4th and 5th grade when that switches, and then if they're TI, they go full blast onto the more abstract ones, and if they're not, then, they're not.
Right. So, that's the thing too, is like you would like push me to like whatever I could conceptualize. And then after a certain point, like I didn't understand like the concept anymore. And like, so if I understood like the basic concept, I'd generally be okay. You know what I'm saying? But,
Right.
no, I mean, but when we did play games, though, we would play like, not necessarily like card games. I would play a lot of card games with my grandparents. But you and I would play like different games like that, just like little like word games or like I'm trying to think of another one. I was just talking about it to my friend the other day. Just like games like that where like, word association games or like, valid is this valid or invalid, but
That's so
it was
cute.
it was not like physical. It wasn't like we were playing Monopoly, you know what I mean?
Oh
Right.
my gosh. Do you like Monopoly?
I loved it. I used to play it
Dude.
all the time with my dad's mom.
Wow.
I also tried to get Delilah involved in a lot of creative stuff, some of which she did when she was younger. Then she kind of got burned out on it. A question from Joey: what type is Delilah's mom? I think her biological mom is an ISFP. She might be an INFP, but I think she's an ISFP.
Oh, look at this! Look at this picture I just found yesterday, and it is probably my favorite picture of all time, and it's one of the rare pictures of the three of my parents together, or the three of us together.
I love that photo too. Look at that happy girl.
Yep, there we are.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
And like your dad's hair is so perfect.
Yes, we all had all the ponytails in our hair. That is like my favorite picture. Also, I was a cute baby in that picture.
Oh my gosh, that's a perfect photo. That is a really good family photo.
Delilah, do you know who Destiny is? Twitch streamer?
No, I don't. I used to keep up with Twitch streamers when I was streaming briefly, and then I don't anymore. And Joey said I really look like my mom. I know I do. In fact, I'll show you guys another picture. I get that very, very often, that we look very much alike.
She looks like her mom and acts like her dad.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh my gosh.
I looked a lot like my
Delilah's
dad
too
when I
cute.
was a baby, though. Yeah, this is when I looked most like my dad, probably.
Oh, what an adorable little darling you were.
Seriously.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's another good picture of me and my dad.
Oh,
that is a good one.
so
I love it.
beautiful.
I have a whole album full of these kind of pictures. This is
I love that photo.
That's a great one. That seems like
Yeah.
SI absolute value, you know?
I don't think I heard.
Yeah, that was when I was younger. I wasn't so gray, but back then I had more dark hairs and fewer gray hairs. There's one picture that I really like that is me holding Delilah when she's a very little baby, and it's the one that one time I posted a Facebook post or something that said, this picture was just taken yesterday thanks to the power of oil of Olay. Delilah and I have retained our youthful appearance.
Oh yes, I know.
You know that
exactly
picture I'm talking about?
Yeah, bring it up. I really, really like that.
That photo.
I really like that. Yeah, picture. Sorry, I'm trying to look through the chat to see if I missed anything.
Let me see if I can find my photos here. See all photos. So, like, here I am. I'm going to share the screen in here, Delilah, so you can see what I'm looking at too, okay?
Okay.
Chrome tab. Facebook. Share. So, like, this is Delilah's high school graduation party.
Oh my
That's when
goodness.
she was graduating.
Oh my god, I look
Oh,
at my
proud
face. I'm so
father.
fat.
Aww. Beautiful.
Thank you. Oh, that's a good picture.
There I am.
Oh my gosh.
That's Tracy Flack.
Oh, the girl that I hear about.
They used to live across the street. As you can see, I was big pimping even at a young age.
Yeah.
Here I am with me and Chad and Tracy.
Are you the one on the
You're
left?
first?
Yeah, I'm the one on the
Yeah.
left. There's an old ad for Autonomy Debate School. Me at Cantor's.
Cantor.
Me practicing debate coaching. Come on now. Go on. Oh, remember him? He was a wife beater.
Oh, don't. Please, Eric. Fucking stop.
Okay,
Stop.
okay,
Get out.
okay.
No more.
There.
That's a sweet photo.
There's a nice family picture, huh? You didn't like that guy?
Your
That
mom has such a nice smile.
Autonomy debate, big pimpin'. Debate tournament. Me and Abraham on the way to a debate tournament.
That's a nice picture.
Oh, look at that. I think this might be when I got back from China.
Yeah. Or... No, because you went to China in 2014.
Oh. Me and Al Loreno.
So maybe it was... Yeah.
Me and Al Loreno.
Cute hair.
This one is amusingly written. My favorite person. And Delilah, too.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Ha 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 ha. Eric is so hilarious. This is a good picture for me running for president. Even though it's a little old.
That is a good picture.
Don't I look presidential?
You do.
I am with the rebate team.
Oh, cool.
For that guy who says I'm a fraud when I say I'm a debate coach.
Exactly.
What's all this then? You know? I wonder what those guys are up to, like Taylor. Well, there's Cameron.
And Cameron.
Me and Cameron having a Korean barbecue. There's me and some autonomy kids with their trophies.
Oh, is
That's
this Puppy
old.
Bus?
No, this is Catwall Dance Hall / J-Lo Row. Jesus Loves Rosemead. This is one of those. This is bands from the early 2000s. These are all my old friends, but taken more recently. There.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So this is taken in 2015. These are a lot of my old-timey friends from back in the day.
Aww.
We've been to that Carmelo place to eat ice cream, Rachel.
Yes,
there's
we
the-
have.
There's
yeah.
the
That's
photo
a
that I
nice photo.
used for them. Yeah. All right. Well, wasn't that exciting? Wasn't that an exciting walk down memory lane?
Somewhat, I guess. I'm gonna have to go through your Facebook and make you delete some pictures, but
So we're still open to any questions, comments, concerns, complaints, and or queries that might be directed to Delilah.
do they always fight in the chat? This is a common thing.
Pretty common.
Yeah, it's pretty common.
Yeah, pretty common.
Oh, God. Here we go again.
Grass Eater's a bit of an instigator.
Yes.
Running Fox does an intermittently good job of ignoring him. Emailed Anthrax, it depends on his mood. Sometimes it's in a sassy mood. Sometimes he's...
Here we go.
Delilah, if your dad makes it into the national prominence and during the 2024 POTUS campaign, will you join the campaign? Would you favor that I pick AOC as the vice presidential candidate?
Yeah, I guess, I mean, if you were to choose, if for some reason you were to, have your pick of the middle and choose any vice president, I guess AOC would be a good choice. I mean, if you were genuinely, seriously running to a point where you had a chance of winning, I would want to be the vice president.
You wouldn't be bad.
You're not old enough, actually.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
think
that's
I
true.
am,
You're
yeah.
not. No, no.
And I feel like there'd be a lot of pressure, a lot of responsibility.
No, you could just be
Just
the president's daughter who gets to enjoy all the other things without the
And
politics.
then you can run for president yourself when you're older because of the family name. So somebody asks, do you like the song Hey There, Delilah?
yeah, it's a good song. But I do get that reference quite often. But I do like the song.
Upton Plates 48 says, Delilah, any luck finding any cute, submissive INFJ nursemen yet?
No, that's oddly specific, but no, no nursemen, no INFJs,
What
no.
comprises a nurseman? Just a man who's a nurse?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess a male
Okay.
nurse.
What kind of ice cream flavor would make a good president?
Coffee, ice cream.
Good answer. Good
It is
answer.
a very good answer.
Good answer. Good
Yes.
answer.
Thank
Survey says. Oh.
you. Well, I think you know what my favorite ice cream flavor from Baskin Robbins is gold medal ribbon.
Mm.
That's their
I like
like
that
signature one, isn't it?
Right. I
Yep.
think like no other place has gold medal ribbon.
Yeah.
So, do you remember, Dad, me ordering that every time? It's okay if you don't.
I don't, but I take your word for it. I
I'm
probably
gonna
didn't-
try it
Someone-
next
Didn't
time.
keep track of that
Someone
sort of thing.
asked me if I like, I think, what's your opinion on ISTJs? Do you feel you can easily get along with them? Dad, can you give me an example of someone who's an ISTJ?
Your boyfriend before your last boyfriend.
Ricardo?
Yeah, he was an ISTJ.
Okay, yeah, no, I think I can get along with introverts quite well. So in general, yeah. I think we balance.
What failed in that relationship, given that he was an ISTJ? What made it such that it couldn't last?
I think it was because I really wasn't in a relationship, in like the mindset for a relationship, but also he was much too introverted. So there was like no aspect of like, and this was like obviously pre-COVID, so parties were happening and stuff. So there was no like part of him that like ever wanted to like go out at all, even like to like let his social meter run out, whatever. He never wanted to go out, so that was kind of annoying. But it was mostly me.
ISTJs are notoriously not very into socializing.
Right. So it was, but I think like I could have, if it had been like now where it's like COVID time, I think that would have been fine, obviously. But I was mostly me though. I really didn't want to be in a relationship, and then I jumped into another one right after. But that's basically why me and my most recent ex-boyfriend broke up as well. It's because I don't want to be in a relationship, or some other issues too. Wait, I got a good question and I lost it.
I'm super disagreeable. I mean, I'm somewhat disagreeable, maybe.
Who said that?
Dave Sanderson.
No, you're pretty.
Okay, so let's see here. When I think of the name Delilah, I think of Samson and Delilah. How often do you hear that?
Not often. In fact, a lot of people don't know that story. A lot of people don't know the Samson. I have a friend who, he's not religious, but he like for some reason knows like when we watch Jeopardy, he like knows like all the answers about like the Bible or whatever. And then one of the questions was, like some like who cut Samson's hair kind of thing, or like the woman who like cut Samson's hair and then whatever. And I was like, oh, Delilah. And he like thought I was making a joke. And I was like, no, that's her name. Like, that's the story. And he's like, what? I've never heard that story. I very rarely, when I was younger, I used to get a lot of guys who were like, oh, go find someone named Samson. Oh, be careful with someone named Samson, but
he'd have to be careful with you, actually. But Delilah says, Chase McDude, what is your favorite type in general?
Oh, like personality type?
Yeah.
Have you typed April?
April is, I believe, an ESFJ. I think she's the same type as Candace. Do you disagree with that?
I can 100% disagree with that.
Okay.
100%.
So what's different about them? How are they different? Help me figure out what type April is.
April is very goal oriented, but it's kind of like she is like a means to an end type of person. No, an end justifies the means type of person. Where like if she like gets her work done early or like has her room organized or whatever, and then she has like all her stuff done, that's perfect. That's good for her. But if for some reason she has to like stay up all night till 6 a.m. partying and then get an hour of sleep, wake up at 7, pop an Addy, do all her work in a day type of thing, she's also okay with that, which I feel like is less like Candace. I feel like Candace is very much like, you know, this I need to get my work done. It needs to be perfect, and I need to do it. And so she can't think about anything else until she finishes like a project. Like literally, like I'll be like having a conversation with
Okay.
her.
Let me ask you another follow-up question then.
Okay,
In what ways does April differ from Rachel?
that's a good question. I think April's because I know April so well, like so intricately. It's like kind of hard for me because like obviously I could say like in a lot of ways, but in like a lot of ways, Rachel and April are very similar when they present themselves. Like very kind, good listeners, and
Who's more
but I would
extroverted?
April for
I
sure.
wouldn't. Yeah, I could
I think
see
April's an
April as being.
ENFJ. I think April's an ENFJ.
Oh.
So
And what's Candace's type?
Candace is ESFJ and
Okay.
Rachel is INFJ. So in
Yeah.
other
So
words, April's an extroverted version of Rachel.
I
I
100%
could
can
see
see that.
that.
Um, well, I don't know. I mean, so it's hard for me to say what's my favorite personality type because um, I can't like just be like, oh yeah, I know this person is a this type or whatever. But I would say my favorite people in the world are April, and that's mostly it. I mean, I love both April's and Rachel's personalities. They're the
Oh.
easiest for me to like bounce off of. There's never been a time where like I've been having a conversation with either April or Rachel and I'm like, okay, I'm over this conversation. Like, okay, I don't want this interaction anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Thanks. I feel honored that you feel that way. I feel the same way.
Question to
Yeah.
Delilah: Pet rock or pet brick? How would you name it? And
Pet
how would you
rock,
name it? Pet rock, not pet brick. And how would you name it?
pet rock. Like not what would I name it, but like how would I go about the process of naming
Hmm.
it?
That's an excellent TI distinction, Delilah. I'm assuming you could probably just conflate that to what would you name it?
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't be something boring like Rocky, you know what I'm saying? It would have to be something really cool, like a cool name that like I couldn't give to a human or even a pet, you know what I'm saying?
Would you go
Um,
irony and name it Pillow?
that's a good option, but no, in fact my brain doesn't even go there. Um, so when I was naming Zuko, my cat, I was I had like this whole list of names compiled for him. And I felt like some of the names were like below him. So like there were like some food names that I wanted
Like
to give
turd.
him. Third would definitely be below him. There were some food names that I wanted to give him that I just felt like Zuko needed like a name, not like a food name. So I'd probably name it Ravioli, the rock.
Oh, I love raviolis.
It's a good name for a rock.
Ravioli was Zuko's almost name, but I was like, no, that's too gimmicky. He's my son. Like, you wouldn't name your son bread, you know?
That's a nice articulation of fourth slot NI, eighth slot NE, working out what ultimately is the NI best choice with a minute with the necessary amount but not excessive extroverted intuition in the process.
I have a question.
Let's hear it.
So, Delilah, you mentioned that you went to the gym one time, or you used to go to the gym. Do you like taking care of your body and your health?
So, short answer, yes. Long answer, no.
I
And Yeah, it's like so short. The short answer yes thing is like, yeah, like in theory, every once in a while when I'm doing something unhealthy or like something that's bad for my body, like if like I'm eating really unhealthily, if I'm not getting enough sleep, whatever, I like think to myself, hey, like I gotta start taking care of my body more. But the long answer, I guess, is that I don't do much to actively improve my health. It's more that I do things to stop myself from bringing down my health, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Well, you do
Where, like,
vape. That's helpful.
no, dude, don't expose me, please. It's not helpful, and I don't do that.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't do
My
that,
bad.
remember?
My bad. My mistake. I forgot. I was thinking about your friend Barira, who's
Yeah,
very different than you.
Lil homie Ray asks, "What's Delilah's sign?"
I'm a Libra. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
I'm a proud Libra, and I think I'm rather typical for being a Libra with an
Which is to
Aries
say, she's
rising.
the most likely kind to go into the field of librarianhood.
Are you asking me or are you telling me?
I'm telling you, that's what Libras are famous for. They like to be librarians. That's why they're called
Oh no, I
Libras.
would. Oh, I get it. I get it. I was like, I would
Wordplay.
never be a
Yeah, a little
librarian.
wordplay for you there, Delilah. I had a little wordplay for you.
I was a librarian for a semester in university. Yeah, a
Really?
semester. Yeah. Well, I guess 2 semesters for a year, and it was so boring, and everyone was really putting away the books. They were so strict about everything.
Uh-huh.
So that didn't last long. My little rebellion, because they were so strict about stuff, was that I would put the books back sort of in the right area, but
Uh-huh.
not totally in the right area.
Right,
Close
right. Being
enough. Close
so,
enough is fine.
so
You know,
wild.
libraries are like horseshoes and hand grenades. So the answer to the question, who is the fourth person in there, is somebody who names themselves ENTJ Pig. So I don't know who they are. The third person is David Sanderson.
There's
How
a
did they get into the room?
I didn't have it locked. I could boot them and lock it and let in
Okay.
Running Fox instead if you wanted or something. Running Fox is a friend of Rachel's and regular around here, and I guess probably between you two and age, I would guess. Running Fox?
bit. She's around my age.
Oh, she's
I
around your
think.
age. Okay.
Wait, there was a question, and I like this question, and it was, would I keep my friends if they turned into cacti? My follow-up question actually is, do they still have like motor function? Like, can they still talk and everything like that, or is it just like their souls trapped in the cactus?
That's an important question.
That is.
It's well asked. Oh, an important distinction needs to be made.
Right, and if the answer is yes, they can still talk and everything, then yeah, of course. Well, honestly, even if the answer is no, yeah, I would just like keep them on a window ledge and then try and figure out how to turn them back into humans, and make sure they got sufficient food and stuff like that. But
What if you have to put them up your butt to turn them back into humans and they're cactuses?
well,
That would be a spiny endeavor indeed.
I mean, honestly, yeah, that would not be really fun. If that was the absolute only way,
Let me tell you though, here's the key.
No.
Here's the key, Delilah. You have to decide whether you want to go root first and have it easier on the way in, or point first and have it easier on the way out. I'm going to recommend what you do is you wrap tape around it. Just wrap tape around the whole thing,
right?
so that the pokes don't poke you, and
Right.
and then that would probably, because it's not clear that that you can't have a tape around the cactus and have it still work.
Right.
All right, let's see what somebody's saying here in the chat.
What the heck is going on?
I don't know who's chatting what. Let's find out. There's no chess going on in here. ENTJ Pig.
No, not.
I'm going to excuse you from the room and invite, Ronnie Fox, you want to come in here now at the time, or somebody else. This is not a chess stream, okay? Everybody in their chess. It's like everybody loves their castles and their horses and their bishops and everything. Do we have any additional questions? Any additional questions for Delilah? Comments, thoughts, concerns, complaints, queries, quandaries, querulous quindevers, or so forth? Please do offer your...
No complaints. No complaints are allowed, but all the rest is fine.
Yes.
I'm down with that.
Are you Burt Reynolds and Angelina Jolie's father? I'm not. Are you, Delilah?
Yeah.
You are Burt Reynolds and
Angelina Jolie's father. Yeah.
I didn't know they were siblings. Did you? I guess
They're
you did.
No, I don't think they are.
No, they're not.
I don't think they are. Let me look it up. Burt Reynolds.
Her dad.
Angelina.
Her dad is John Voight.
No, they dated.
Oh,
I think
they dated.
John Voight dated Burt Reynolds and Angelina Jolie. That is strange.
Oh no!
He's
No,
polyamorous.
they didn't date, but he spoke on Burt Reynolds on Angelina Jolie's relationship with John Voight. Is what
Angelina Jolie has a relationship with John Voight?
It's her dad.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh,
Her
it's her dad.
is John Voight. Yeah.
Oh, it's her dad. Okay.
Yeah, her dad
I
is John Voight,
I
and
thought, wow, she really has a thing for older men.
no, her dad's
That's her
John
dad.
Voight. Yeah,
Is he a
she
good
does.
dad or what?
I don't know. Let's see.
Grass
Let's
Eater
find
wants
out.
to know, would "you got a little purty mouth" be a good pickup line?
No.
What's your favorite movie, Delilah? Asks Joey.
That kind of question I dread. I don't know the answer to that. I have many different like qualifications. Like, the amount I can rewatch it, because I hate rewatching movies. So if I can rewatch a movie, I really like it. But if it's a really, 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 really good movie, I only want to watch it once or twice, and that's only to comprehend. That's only for the purpose of comprehension, to understand something like I missed the first time. But after I watch it once or twice, I don't want to rewatch it again. The Harry Potter series, I've rewatched
Harry
many
Potter
times.
movie?
Number 4, The Goblet of Fire.
Are you sure that's not 3?
I'm positive. 3 is
I
Prisoner of
thought
Azkaban.
I thought it was 4 too.
Okay, so you're right then.
I don't mean
Rachel.
to.
Yeah, okay. I've been saying I like Goblet of Fire best too.
Yeah,
I was thinking it was 3.
I
Okay.
do as well. That's why I thought it was 4, because that's where he like saves the girl, right?
Yeah.
And he uses the wand, and like Hermione helps him.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
has like the gills.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Chase McDude asks, "What do you think of male ESTPs? Have you encountered them, and if so, how's your experience been?"
I don't think I've encountered a male ESCP unless my dad can name one.
Well, I don't know. You vaguely met Taylor probably on an occasion or two, but I don't think I can't think of any in our lives that I could point. You know who was it? Do you ever meet what's her name? Kim's friend, who's tall, blonde, skinny girl with a drug problem.
Well, I fucking hated that bitch.
She was an ESTP. You didn't like her?
No, obviously not. But I don't want to go.
Okay, fine. Jeez, you don't want to go into man.
No, Grass Eater. No, that's okay. I don't think you're weird. I saw your original comment about it being a movie reference, and I didn't have a chance to expand on it because I was distracted when my dad asked me the question. I was distracted, but I think had I seen the movie, I think that would be charming. I think it would be fine. But I've never seen the movie, and I saw your original message. I don't think you're weird. But since I haven't seen the movie, of course, if someone were to say that to me, now I would understand the reference. But I'd just be like, okay, Also, I think, it's funny. I think it's funny when people, refer to, instead of saying, oh, yeah, you have big lips, or, or like your lips are like this, like I like, oh yeah, they have a small mouth. Like I think that's funny. So it wouldn't really be a pickup line. It would just be funny to me if someone talked about my mouth. I'd be like, oh yeah,
How do you feel about FI?
introverted feeling.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, I don't know.
Do you want me to
I
explain
feel it
what it is a little
in-
bit?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so it's knowing that which is precious to you, and also knowing, like, putting yourself in other people's shoes. So, like, for example, well, like, here's an FI decision I one time had to make, where I had a friend in a chat room who was saying like too often, and I wanted to correct that behavior because it was annoying to listen to, but I also didn't want to embarrass him or hurt his feelings, and so it was a sort of a complicated decision as to how to approach this matter. That's an FI consideration. Also, FI plays out as, sometimes, like, your words can't define me. You may be winning the argument, but that doesn't mean you're right. My political beliefs are a personal feeling of mine, personal opinion of mine, and they're just as valid as anybody else's, regardless of if they make sense. It also plays out like that.
Well, I think FI generally like rules my life when it comes to like putting myself in other people's shoes. You know what I mean? But in the sense where, I'm just like, everyone's political beliefs or everyone's beliefs or my beliefs are valid even if they don't make sense. I would say I don't generally feel that way because I'm like, okay, well, if, something I believe doesn't make sense, like even, like I'll admit it at least, you know what I'm saying? Be like, yeah, I know it doesn't make sense, but it's how I feel. But I don't think it's as valid. That's for sure.
Okay, so the thing is, when you talk about putting yourself in other people's shoes rules your life, does that mean, what do you mean by putting yourself in other people's shoes? You're considering how your behavior is going to be perceived by them? Or you're considering how your behavior is going to impact them? Or both?
Both for sure. But more like probably how it's gonna impact them, I guess. You know what I mean? Because like there are people obviously who like I don't care if like they perceive me in like a negative way, which is rare actually. I'm a people pleaser, and so it's hard for me to like be perceived negatively or whatever. But there are a couple people out there that I really don't care if like they see me in a certain light, but I wouldn't want to make them feel bad. Like for example,
do you feel
like,
responsible for other people's feelings in general?
Yeah, generally, yeah. But I don't know if that's inherent in me or if it's because I've just been put in that position so many times where people make me feel responsible for their feelings, and then now it's just kind of like ingrained in me, if that makes sense.
I think it's a third slot FE thing. So, like, one of the most difficult things for somebody who's got third slot FE, which both you and I have, is to break up with somebody.
It is so hard for me to do that. So hard.
Because you feel responsible for their feelings.
Right.
People with a better understanding of FI have a better clarity regarding each person's own responsibility for their own feelings. So, but we don't see ourselves fundamentally as responsible for our own feelings, probably because we don't feel like we get our feelings hurt unless there's good cause.
Right. Right.
So, okay, let's see here. Delilah, could you see yourself being an MMA fighter in an alternate universe?
Yeah, totally. It's interesting. As my dad knew, I briefly did kickboxing, and I really enjoyed that, and I felt like I was pretty okay at that. It was brief, and I didn't follow through with it, but I often wish I had. So yeah, totally. I guess, yeah, obviously in an alternate universe, because like that's not something I could do now, but it's not like it was completely out of the question for this life. But I would feel so bad hurting people like that, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like I played UFC, which obviously is different. I played UFC 3 with my friend April when I was in New York, and I was like, obviously like, when you hit somebody, like you see like on their face, like it's like realistic, like it shows like their face all swollen or whatever. And I was like, how do people just like do that IRL, and like not feel bad about it? But I would I would be fine probably doing it anyways.
I mean, if you were pissed at the person you were fighting against, you'd have a totally different
I would
approach,
have
right?
to, yeah, I would have to, like, I couldn't just, like, do that for no reason.
Joey Joe Shabadoo asks, what do you feel is your most ESTP-ish trait?
You know, my dad would have to answer that. What do you think?
I think it's your relationship with, I think it's what David Sanderson asks. What is your relationship to the external metaphysical field? I think your most ESTP-ish trait is the ESTP's logical analysis of things, with also not liking to discuss things that they don't feel are going to resolve in a clear conclusion. So there's a number of things that Delilah just like, I don't want to even argue about that. Whereas that's her relationship with the external metaphysical field, that it's there to be used for understanding things and not just to be used to argue about things about.
Right. Okay, someone asked if I prefer a skater boy or a ripstick boy. What's the ripstick boy?
I'm curious too.
I think the ripstick was the thing you like juggle. I don't know.
Let me look at it.
Oh, is it like a hoverboard? Is that what a hoverboard is?
It might be like batons for boys.
Maybe it was something that we saw. Oh, it was. It's that thing that we saw. Yeah,
Here,
last night.
What is it?
I'll share the screen here. And Chrome tab. And these things. We saw somebody writing this just yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was like, look at that thing that guy's writing. I've never seen one before. And Rachel said, oh, I know about those. I've seen those before.
I mean, if I had to choose, I guess skater boy. I've never really seen a ripstick boy.
Yeah, we did last night.
I don't think it's really a subculture per se, in the same way that skating is.
True.
Yeah, I totally agree. Wait, I saw another question. Okay. Would you rather fist fight a giant duck or train 30 normal sized ducks to fight a giant duck? In both cases, if you lose, the duck eats you. Train? Okay, wait. First of all, how big is the giant duck?
How are you going to train 30 ducks to fight a giant duck?
Well, I mean, I think that, if you're thinking about like what logistics here, the original question is like, where are you finding a giant duck and how big is it?
Thanks, Ghosto.
There's no answer to this question, but if I'm assuming the giant duck is my height or my size, probably the 30 regular ducks, because they could easily overwhelm. 30 regular ducks could easily overwhelm me.
Same.
But how are you going to train them to attack the giant duck rather than run away?
I would get a cardboard cutout or like a 3D model of the giant duck that's my size. Maybe even dress up in a duck costume, but I wouldn't really want to get hurt. You know what I'm saying? And I would do some kind of like association with like, okay, if you go buy this cardboard cutout of the duck, you're gonna get like a treat, or you're gonna get like a curly fry or something like that.
If you don't, electroshock.
No negative. Okay, so that's actually a positive reinforcement is giving something happening, but no, none of that. It would just be like the kind of like Pavlovian, where like the dog salivates when you ring a bell, except the ducks get angry when they see like this certain type of treat, and they like attack giant things. And so I feel like 30 ducks is a pretty sure win.
I'm not disputing the superiority over 30 ducks over a human-sized duck, but I'm just saying I doubt the reliability of the ducks to finish the job. Whereas if they fail to finish the job, if my training of them fails to follow through and they don't end up killing the duck, then I have to just stand there and let the giant duck eat me, even though it's the same size as me. I might as well just punch it in the face. Now, note that other self said it's an elephant-sized duck. Well, if it's an elephant-sized duck, then just forget about it. You're doomed no matter what.
You're donezo.
Well, that's the thing is like, what is finish the job? Because if finish the job is killing, is like a fight to the death, then I wouldn't do it. I would feel bad.
It's TKO or knockout. So if you knock the duck down 3 times in one round, that counts as a TKO. If the duck can't get up before the 10 count by the ref, then
Right.
that counts as a knockout. Or you actually knock them out, so they're out cold. That counts as a knockout too. But you don't have to
Right.
kill them. And just as in most boxing matches, there are very few people die from boxing matches.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, yeah, that's the thing. So, like, yeah, if it was an elephant-sized duck, then no, you're basically done for. Unless, like, my, fight was, like, train the giant duck to be a pacifist and then just, like, knock him out. I would feel really bad about that, though.
Yeah, you have to fool the giant duck. To be like, hey, big guy, I got some bread for you.
There is manipulation involved, you're right.
See, you could use
Right,
a weapon
right.
too. You could take out your elephant gun and shoot your elephant-sized duck with it.
I have another question for Delilah.
Yes, go for it.
Would you consider yourself to be someone who's good in an emergency?
Yeah. 100%. I would say that. Can you guys hear that noise, or is it like loud? There's some
Quiet.
work
I
being
can
done.
hear it
Okay, that's
slightly.
good. Okay,
This person asked, "What do you think of Jordan Peterson?"
let me look up who that is.
If you have an opinion on him.
He's a Canadian clinical psychologist. What's wrong with him? Is he like controversial or something?
Well, he's controversial because he opposed this law in Canada that required people to use the pronouns of transgender people, even if they were like Zer or Z or something. And on the college, he was supposed to honor people's demands regarding that, and yada yada yada.
Well, I don't know. I don't know enough to form an opinion.
Delilah, can you speak Spanish? Asked Grass Eater.
I can.
Better than me, that's for sure.
I only so I knew a bit when I was young, and then I lost a lot of it, and then I relearned the language a couple years ago when I was in college, and I would say I'm about 70 to 80% fluent now.
Indeed. Well, that's pretty good. You're living with Mexicans now.
I do. So I do get some practice in, and every time I go to my mom's, my grandma only speaks Spanish, so.
So, do you find in your current situation that your home is littered with sombreros?
No, it's not, but I can see why you would see that misconception.
Right, sure. That's typical of people from old Mexico. Anyway, Delilah doesn't think my race jokes nearly as funny as I do. Delilah, do you ride a motorcycle?
No, but I have a fun story about when my dad used to ride a motorcycle. He had picked me up from school one time on the motorcycle, and we were going home, obviously, and I was on the back of the motorcycle. And as I'm getting off the motorcycle, he says, "Be careful with the..." And I suddenly feel like this like intense burn on my leg, and it was the "be careful with the exhaust pipe," and I had left my leg on the exhaust pipe, and I had like this big size of a burn on my calf for quite a long time.
Well, the thing is, now that you mention it, I remember it, but here's the thing. I wasn't supposed to take you on the back of the motorcycle. That was like part of the divorce settlement. And I kind of put that out of my mind that I had on occasion done so.
Divorce settlement with Candace?
No, with Melinda.
Oh.
I agreed I wouldn't
wow,
take you on the back of the motorcycle.
I didn't know that because you did that a couple times.
I may have done it a couple times. I generally didn't, but I've forgotten about that. I remember it now. I remember you burning yourself. Yeah. Oh is is nowhere to be found, obviously, today. So that's what happens. Okay, so let's see if there are any other interesting comments, complaints, queries. Oh, that's right, no complaints, I forgot. Could a mountain-sized feather be able to float?
Does it weigh as much as a mountain?
Well, it weighs as much as a mountain-sized feather.
Okay, we could do some calculations, okay? Let's see. I'll do some calculations. How much does a feather weigh? Okay.
Okay, and then you're going to scale
Let's
up
see.
to mountain size.
0.0082 is how much a feather weighs. How large is the average mountain?
This is a good problem solving here. I like that she's getting an answer to this.
Typically 100 or 500 feet. Define a mountain as being 1,000 feet. Okay, so 1,000 feet, all right. And then how big is a feather? Or should I look up how much does it, okay, how big is a feather?
Yeah,
Is a feather.
put up like in square feet. How many feathers make up 1 square foot of feathers? And then figure out how
Okay,
many
hold
square feet a mountain is.
Hector Pierce is hitting on you.
Hector Pierce's cloud, I think.
Oh gosh.
I'm not sure, but possibly.
Also, bye.
What is Hector Pierce saying?
He says,
Ooh, a female.
"Ooh, female. I'm bisexual, though."
Okay, back to the important stuff, which is the feather thing.
Yeah.
So if a feather is, I'm not going to do the whole square feet dimensions thing. I'm just going to see how tall it is. If a feather is approximately 3 inches.
Okay.
Inches to feet. All right, hold on. This is getting a little complicated for me.
4 feathers per foot.
4 feathers per foot, okay. And then 1,000 feet, so 4,000 feathers, right?
12,000 feathers because it's 4 feathers per foot, and it's how many thousand feet?
1,000, 1.
1,000 feet. So then 4,000 feathers, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Now that's just for 1 sliver of the mountain.
Right, that's just for drawing a line of a feather from the top to the bottom, and then that's it.
1 feather width sliver of a mountain requires 4,000 feathers.
So it would weigh 32.8 grams.
Okay.
So I'm assuming,
Now let's just assume a mountain is made up of 10,000 slivers. Okay.
Okay, so then to multiply that by 10,000.
Yeah.
$328,000 grams.
Which
I
is
feel like I did something wrong here. Did I
328,000
not?
grams is 300 is
Hold on.
32,800 kilograms. 32,800
It's 700. Wait, it's 723 pounds.
Okay, so now we got to figure out. How many? Let's see. How much does a square foot of average rock weigh? Alright, so
Why are you looking this up? I mean, we already figured out the answer, which is no.
150 pounds per cubic foot, though. That's my point, is that if you're looking at the feathers now, how much does a square foot of feathers weigh? It's 74 grams. So, okay, so,
Would it still float?
the point is, if you have something that's, let's say, call that, how many grams are there in a pound? How many grams in a pound? 453.
453.
So, okay, divided by that by 74. 453 divided by 74.
It's 454 if you add it up.
Is that Running Fox?
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
6. So it's 1/6 of a pound per cubic foot. Now that makes it, let's see, what's 6 times 150? 6 times 150. 6 times 150. No. Boo. 6 times 150 equals 900. So what I would say is it's 900 times more likely to float than a regular mountain.
Yes.
Yeah, but I still think the answer is no.
Really? But why? Isn't its aerodynamicness more responsible for its floatiness than its weight?
Okay, well, I guess we got to get a 728-pound feather and test it. Because that's the thing is like, you know, the thing is it's the size of a mountain. It's not just like one really heavy feather. So I feel like you're right in the sense where if you just like go up, you know, take it up into a plane and then drop it out of the plane, if you dropped it sideways, it would just go like that. But maybe if you dropped it vertical ways, it would like dive down.
So are we saying,
you know?
that there's not a wind strong enough to lift this feather? Is that basically what the claim is?
Yeah. I don't think if you had the feather on the ground, it would be able to be moved. But if you were to drop it from a really high place, I think maybe, and if you dropped it horizontally, right?
Mm-hmm. I think you're right. I could actually picture that happening.
Yeah, right.
But like you said, like if it were on the ground,
Yeah,
no.
I don't think it would be able to. Because the question was, can it float, not can it, you know, and when you test if a feather can float, you drop it, you know, so.
Mm-hmm.
Does Delilah roll her R like a pizza wrap?
Like when I speak Spanish, I roll my R's. Also,
Do you say,
someone
nosotros, comida?
So
Like
that
that?
yeah, that means we food.
We food, right,
Really.
Right.
Someone said, or Gracie said, tell me your dreams. Dime tus sueños means tell me your dreams.
Thanks, Tiff. Alright, well, what are your dreams, Delilah? Do you dream one day of being an Olympic gold medalist in the sport of
No,
synchronized swimming?
you know when people say, what's your dream job? The answer is none. I have never found myself dreaming, I want to wake up at 7 a.m., go to a 9 to 5, and enjoy my life there. I have no dream job except for being nothing. I mean, doing nothing. I just, you know, if people could pay me for existing, that would be cool.
So like an influencer, would you be able to?
Right. I guess that's like the dream job, but I have a little bit too much anxiety for that. Because you know they're under such a microscope all the time. And I'll see like really, really beautiful influencers, and even they have comments that are like, oh, this is ugly, this doesn't look good, you know, this whatever, or like, oh, you said this thing 25 years ago, so you're canceled now, you know. I have a lot of anxiety, even being on the stream, you know, earlier it was like 14 people, you know, and I was just like kind of having anxiety about that.
You're fine, though. I mean, it's like there's nothing to critique about you, really. And the thing is, I face critiques all the time. You get used to it, and you just start to ignore most of it, you know?
See, but you're so good with that. I understand what Delilah's
I'm not.
saying. I'm not very good with that either.
No.
And it can stick with me sometimes. It's amazing. They say the human brain, on average, stores negative things easier than positive things.
Yeah.
So, you know, like one negative comment can stick with a person for, you know, sometimes days,
Right.
longer than that
Right.
sometimes. So it's
I
tough.
still remember the very specific negative comments I would get in like middle school. You know, I still remember those.
my gosh, kids are so mean sometimes. It's ridiculous.
Also, Grass Eater says, I also think like how you do, which is yo también pienso como tú. And that means I think like you as well. So that's good that none of us dream of work.
Yeah, I've never dreamed of work either. I remember feeling so much pressure as a child when, like, in first grade, they're like, what dream job do you want? I'm like, I'm 6 years old. Like, I like coloring and I like drawing pictures. Like,
right, exactly. Like, you know, the only job I knew of as a child was being a teacher, because that's, you know, what my family's jobs were. And so I was like, yeah, I guess I'll be a teacher.
Yeah.
You know, but...
Well, you know, like most people, I only do things once an influencer has told me it's a good idea.
And that one's yours, just so you know.
So, you know, we all need influencers in order to successfully know what to do in life. And to the extent that Delilah can be an influencer, I highly recommend it as a field of work, because, well, yes, you have to put up with some bullshit. It's a lot less bullshit than you have to put up with at a job.
Yeah.
It's a different realm of bullshit,
is.
you know. It's a lot more, I feel like I have a lot more anxiety. Tech Girl Tiff says y'all need to stop coddling yourselves and get over it. But I wonder if that's towards, you know, my anxiety about being an influencer.
It's not that. It's so easier than said than done. It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw on, because I follow up on, like, pop culture stuff, so I saw someone, an actress, or maybe it was Demi Lovato, I forget, but they were getting a lot of, like, hate towards their posts, so then they stopped accepting comments from people, and that stinks, you know?
Everybody who's like that, they need an ESTP to be their policeman, you know? I agree. I think Delilah can be a successful YouTuber. I strongly encourage that. What she's saying right now is that, you know, is one of the realities that people don't quite get about YouTube. Is it takes a thick skin, and it takes a willingness to do some battle, and or to ignore shit, and or to like, you know, censor the shit out of your comments. And I don't think Delilah feels particularly great about the idea of censoring the shit out of her comments, but she also doesn't want to have to look at all this negative shit and or potentially creepy shit. So the thing is, as a 50-year-old man, I don't get very many creepy comments like, ooh, I like the way your shirt looks there, or something like that, you know? I don't get much like that, but you're going to experience some of that shit. But the thing is, you really just got to compare against the realistic alternatives and realize that despite its downsides, first of all, number one, the longer you do it, the less those things bother you. But number two, it's better than the alternative.
Okay, and also, the longer you do it, the more money comes in, and then you could have someone else handle that for you. Like, Kim Kardashian doesn't even take her own pictures. She has someone there who, like, takes the pictures of her. So, you know.
If it is in fact David Sanderson, a short... Sorry, Delilah.
No, it's okay.
If it is in fact a short NI quip and Eric will have to take a while to address it, then I probably don't even want to deal with it. Probably not worth it. Go ahead, Delilah.
Mm-hmm. Well, what I was going to say is, I briefly streamed on Twitch. I briefly, you know, did this thing where I would play video games and stream it on Twitch. And I had so much fun, and I really enjoyed it. And then it wasn't just like, you know, I was getting creepy comments, like whatever, you know, I could deal with it even though I really don't want to. It was like these people were creating fake accounts pretending to be people I went to high school with, and being like, oh yeah, like I was always in love with Delilah in high school, and oh yeah, like, and then I ended up messaging one of the guys that they were like, you know, pretending to be, and I was like, hey, like, was this you, or do you know who this was? And he was like, no, like that wasn't me at all, like I have no idea, which obviously I believed him, because why would he like make a fake account like under his own name? And like they were just like harassing me. I remember for like an hour they're making like fake accounts and like following me on Twitch and like just like harassing me in the chat, saying just like all this like weird shit from high school, and like that like literally gave me so much anxiety that I had to end the stream early. And it's just like, see, like I could handle if someone was like, oh, you're ugly, or like, oh, you are bad at video games, or like, oh, you know, like creepy comments, whatever. Like I could handle that. When it comes to like knowing details about my personal life, that's why like I'm so private about like certain things, certain like, you know, things about like where I go to school or whatever. I like have never posted it, and I don't plan to, because people have been harassing me since for like so many years. Like it's been like years. Like I just like harassment like of that type follows me, and people will like blackmail me or like message me and be like, yeah, like I know where you live, so this and that, and just like all like this like weird shit. So that's why I have too much anxiety about it. I'm like, it really follows me.
But that's real stuff that goes on now that people, you know, with all the social media, it's like there's direct contact with these people, and it can get to the point of being stalkerish. That's so scary.
That's kind of one advantage of doing it here is you've got a barrier between you and the stream, namely it's not your channel, so there's no really information about you anywhere up here.
Right.
And it doesn't link to any of your social media stuff. And
yeah, it's not.
And besides that, you know, I, being your father, naturally am going to police the way that people talk to you or
Right.
other people in kind of a similar circumstance. For example, I put a video up this morning called, you know, typing session, this girl, what type is she? And I found out at the end of the session, I asked her how old she was. She said she was 18, so I put up a little thing saying, like, you know, everybody needs to be respectful in the comments, nice, and not nasty or mean, or I will remove that stuff if I see it, and so forth. You know, because, I mean, it's much more difficult to get away with that around here than probably it is a lot of places. This environment has a lot of women in it, and
Right.
women expect to be treated like everybody. You know, women do not expect to be subject to shit like that around here. And when they are, they make it clear to me they're not happy about it.
Yeah,
and
and
I try to take action accordingly.
Yeah, you do.
Right. Yeah, and that's why I feel pretty safe doing this. But you know, even then, like it's just, you know, I just like when you, because like obviously you post it on Facebook or whatever, and like someone in the comments, or in the chat, I'm sure you probably know this person, was named Bruce Wayne, like as in like Batman, and they said like, oh, Delilah can, you know, be Robin or something like that. And I was like, you know, my immediate reaction was like anxiety, because I was like, who is this person? You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't seen her name in the chat before.
I know who it is, though. It's this
Okay,
guy
yeah,
who's trying to argue in a recent video that I'm an INTJ. He tends to be adversarial to me in terms of his argumentational stuff.
Right.
But he's been around the channel, and he didn't just show up because of you, although it may have encouraged him.
Right.
But he's a long time arguer with me.
Right, and like, but like, obviously, like, I figured that like right afterwards. But like, my initial reaction when I like see someone like with no profile picture, like with a name I don't recognize, you know, like my like heart starts pounding. I'm like, okay, is this person coming here to harass me? Like, is this person gonna come say like, oh yeah, this is the city you live in, or this is, you know, whatever? Because I really try not to post that kind of stuff, but obviously, eventually, you know, it's easy enough to find out, you know what I mean?
It's so easy. I can't believe it. Like, I was really pissed when I googled, this was years ago, but when I googled my name and basically like all my personal information, like my address and my phone number showed up, I was like, what the hell? Like, I know people who are like, I've had to deal with in the past, and like the internet just gives them like my info. Like, it sucks. So I totally understand where you're coming from with the privacy thing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, I remember like one time, like for like the very, very longest time, I had so much anxiety about like Googling myself because I didn't want to find, like I was kind of like ignorance is bliss. I don't even want to know what's out there. And eventually I did, and like luckily, like the only stuff, at least now, that or a couple of months ago when I looked it up, that comes up is like my Pinterest board, you know, and which is fine, like my Facebook maybe, which is not a huge deal, but it is so scary. I had so much anxiety just about Googling myself. And like finally one day I did, and I was like so freaked out, and I was like, okay, like, you know, what am I going to see? Am I going to see like, you know, my social security number on here? But
No.
it's really
such
scary.
the opposite for me. Whenever I Google myself, I'm so disappointed because there's not. I want every bit of my life on it to be exposed in full, and it's not.
Well, you know what's funny is one time I had gotten a missed call from, and this shows you like how traumatized I am by being harassed. Every single time I get a missed call from like a number I don't recognize, I always have to Google that number, find out who it is. If I get like a voicemail from it, like find out who was calling me, and like, you know, who's, you know, knows my number, who's trying to harass me, whatever. So I got a missed call from like this unknown number, and I Googled it, and I was like, who is this person? And it was my dad had gotten a new phone, and he had put that number on something on your YouTube or something like that. And that's how I realized it was my dad, is because I like Googled the number, and it's like Eric Strauss talking with famous people, and I was like, oh, okay, this is dad. You know what I'm saying? So
Bruce Wayne, it might have been 2 years ago, but I remember you nevertheless, unless it was somebody with the same name. You are not unfamiliar to me at all. You did spend quite a bit of time arguing with me, at least at some point in the past. You may have recently returned, but that doesn't change the truth of what I'm saying. You should write an autobiography, Eric. Just put it all out there. It's been 7 years I've been writing this autobiography, Eric. More, it's called Talking with Famous People. Look, meet my daughter. This is part of my autobiography.
That is part of the
This is my girlfriend. That's my daughter. This is, you know, I'm at my house, Delilah's at her house, and she's got circles of hair clips behind her.
yep.
You don't remember arguing with me, Bruce Wayne? Huh. Really?
Well, like, I remember Bruce Wayne from, like, months ago. I haven't seen the name Bruce Wayne in a bit.
You know, it's been a while, but you see the incredulity in my body language?
Yes, I do. It's the,
It's incredulity.
Incongru.
What the hell happened to Rachel? Well, she woke up this morning and her hair had abruptly changed color.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I said, "Whoa, Rachel, what's up?" And she said, "Oh, this happens every 6 months or so."
I got very cold at night, and my hair turned blue. I dyed it.
How many more?
I really like it, Rachel.
Thank you, Delilah.
How many more children do I have? I have no more children that I know of, and I'm pretty sure I have no more children at all.
That would be, you know what though? That's my hope and wish. My hope and wish is that my dad got somebody else pregnant and they never told him, and one day I'm gonna get a call and say, I'm your sister. You know, that's my dream. I really hope you did that. Or I hope my mom got pregnant and really lied about it and gave that baby up for adoption.
Well,
and
what
then
if though they call you and they say, "Hey, it's your brother Santiago. I'm in prison. Can you come bail me out?" I'm sorry you got to meet me this way, but I got your number from my mom. She said she was impregnated by your dad, and now I'm in jail.
Now I'm in jail.
So we are family, so you have to come help me out.
No, I mean, that wouldn't be ideal, but I unfortunately, one day I'm really hoping my dad got a girl pregnant and she just never told him, and I have a sibling out there. That's, my dream. Also, someone said, what color would you dye your dad's beard? I would really love to dye my dad's beard if he would let me. I'd probably do pink. I have this, I used to have my hair pink, and I had this, hot pink hair dye. I'll actually find the picture. And I would probably dye it pink or purple,
Cool.
Nothing says, I'm secure in my masculinity like a pink beard.
Thanks, Swift Eagle. I did it myself.
Eric has a YouTube channel and no one bats an eye. Exactly.
Would you let me dye your hair, Dad?
You know, if I guess if
It's semi-permanent, right?
It's not absolutely against possibilities. It'd grow out soon enough, you know.
Like shave it off.
Okay, well, in looking for a picture of my hair, I found this picture of when I popped a blood vessel in my eye.
Oh, no.
So if you are sensitive to those kind of things,
Look away
now.
Ooh.
That was my hair color, and that was my eye. Can you see my eye?
Yeah. How did you pop a blood vessel?
So I think it was because I was blacked out, or near blacked out, because I've never been fully blacked out, actually. I vomited so much and it was so horrible. The next day I woke up like that, and I was very scared. So I'm pretty sure it's what happened.
You must have eaten something that didn't sit well with your stomach.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I ate that didn't sit well with my stomach was a cigarette, you know, at like 1 a.m., like after like drinking all that. So this is my hair. This is how my hair looks, and I would love to dye my dad's hair that color.
That would
hard to see.
You could rock the pink.
Who's Swift? Oh, Swift Eagle? Yeah, Swift Eagle's an
Swift
ESTJ.
Eagle?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, David Sansom.
Hi, David Sanderson. We can't see you because you're hidden
Hi.
behind the chat. There's also Girl with Cat. I don't know who that is.
That's
Let's see.
Running Fox.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Running Fox is here
Running
too.
Fox, yeah.
Let me go up here a little bit, and question mark says hello. He's a little bit trolly, so be prepared for that.
Hi, question mark. Joey Joe Shabadoo says, I think that wish might be Delilah's most ESTP trait. What wish are you talking about?
Wanted to dye my beard, I think.
Or the child having a sibling.
Oh yeah. I think the sibling thing.
Why is that an ESTP trait?
What was that?
Why is that an ESTP trait? I don't know.
What I was going to say is, I don't think that's an ESTP trait. I think that's me growing up as an only child and having to do things like have split custody parents, and I was like all alone during all that, and I really wish I had someone to deal with that with me. And then also, like, I see so many videos of being like, you know, oh, my sister's my best friend, oh, me and my sister are gonna go do this. And I have Jessica, I have a cousin with whom I'm very close, like a very sibling relationship. But even then, you know, I can't be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna call up my sister, or I'm gonna go call up my brother, and we're gonna go do this together. You know what I mean?
You see my frowns about Jessica too.
Yes, I've heard. I've heard frowns.
Well, you may love her, but I was not always happy with the way she treated you or her sister.
Right, but she is just the kindest. She has had a full 180 change of heart. She's so kind now, and she's still like the same like funny and fun person, and she's like such a caretaker. She's so kind and caring.
Okay, well that's new.
That's good.
Yeah, for sure. Something changed, and I'm happy about it. We went to like San Diego, and me and April were there with Jessica and her boyfriend, like maybe a couple other people a while ago, and we were all like drinking and playing games, and then I was like, oh, I'm kind of hungry, and then so she went and made me a burger, and then like after I finished my burger, someone else was like, oh, I'm kind of hungry, and then she went and made them a burger, and then like the whole night she was just like cooking for everyone and making everyone food, and then early in the morning she woke up before everyone and made us all breakfast.
That's pretty nice.
That's nice.
Delilah, what is one valuable lesson you've learned from your dad?
From my dad? I mean, I feel like my dad has taught me good lessons, or will like discuss it hand in hand, but I'm trying to think what's a valuable lesson that like you've specifically gone out of your way to teach me, as opposed to like something happening to one of us. And then
it's a weird question because it's a different kind of relationship than with my dad. I could answer that thing easily enough by saying You know, always cut away from yourself is the sort of lesson that my dad would teach me.
Right.
Or
cut away from your. I think if your dad when I think of do knives now too.
yeah,
Like
always
cutting
cut
stuff.
away from yourself. Never hold circular saw with just one hand. Things like that. You know, like never reach under the lawnmower to dislodge something.
Right.
That's important.
Well, my dad, I feel like there's a fair share of those, but they don't really stick in my mind until I'm in that scenario. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my dad did some things as a child that I wouldn't do, like, you know, holding a hot light bulb and letting my fingers melt together. And you got electrocuted once. Bless you. He got electrocuted once as a child. He taught me when I plug a plug in, don't touch the metal part, know? So
that's a good lesson. That really is. I put my finger into a socket too.
We don't have any metal poles
Yeah.
in sub-freezing temperatures around here anymore, so I didn't have to really teach that lesson. Don't lick the frozen pole. Don't lick the frozen pole is a good advice, but we don't have frozen poles.
Swift Eagle. Start with Hunter x Hunter and then do Attack on Titan.
Have you gotten any further in Attack on Titan?
Yes. Yeah, actually I have it up, so I'm going to let you know what episode I'm on right now. I'm on I just finished episode 34. I don't want to say any spoilers, because I don't want to spoil it. But it has to do with the Colossal Titan and the Armored Titan.
So emailed anthrax, that definitely is a bias, because we both know from an unbiased perspective that I'm the least biased person.
Cowboy Bebop is a popular anime. Have you seen that, Delilah?
So I've seen parts of it. My mom and her ex-husband really liked that that show. And so we went to Anime Expo one time when I was a kid, and I dressed up as the dog from that show. I think the name is Ed, or something like that. Or it was like some dog or something. I don't know. And then what was I going to say? Or maybe it wasn't a dog, and I'm just misremembering. It was someone named Ed. And then I recently took this test that was what character from all this huge range of shows are you most like? And I took the test, and I was most like Ed from Cowboy Bebop.
Oh my gosh! So it was made to be
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, like my dad said, Hunter x Hunter is pretty kid safe. But there are some graphic-ish scenes, but I don't think it's bad at all. Attack on Titan is not kid safe.
No.
It scares me sometimes.
Yes.
It's scary.
Yeah, it is scary. I remember it's
creepy.
Yeah. Yes, it is. It's deep. Honestly, it really is.
It's dark.
Yeah.
It's really dark.
It is dark. They don't have a lot of cushy parts in Attack on Titan. I would also recommend Blue Exorcist. I really liked that show.
That's a good one for adults. That's one maybe not for kids.
I haven't.
Delilah, do you think 5'8" is tall enough for a male? Would you date a 5'8" male?
Well, I have dated 5'8" and 5'9" males. I'm about 5'6.5", like 5'7". The only issue with that is it took me a very long time to embrace my tallness, my height, and so I get insecure about it. So I would avoid wearing heels quite often. And I recently, again, became comfortable with wearing heels. However, if I were to date someone who's 5'8", 5'9", and I were to wear heels, I am, and I have been taller than them. So it's not that I wouldn't date them. I don't, think, oh, you're 5'8", I can't date you. But I don't think it's too short at all. But, it would be nice to be able to wear heels and still have a height difference.
Why don't you just both wear heels then when you wear heels?
Yeah, well, see, that's actually the thing. I know it's a joke, probably, but what my ex would do, he was 5'9", is he would wear, because when I wear heels, we go out to a nice dinner, he would wear shoes that, had, a slight platform to them, that were, nice dress shoes. Obviously, dress shoes have a little bit of a heel. And then that usually made up for it.
Yeah, there's ways that I feel like I can totally picture those like the platform kind of like sneakers too. Like they have a little bit minor platform, a little bit. They have height to it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I've never been like, oh, this guy's 5'7", he's too short for me. Like I've never thought like a guy is like too short for me. That's at least my height or higher. I probably wouldn't, and I just saw the question when I date someone who's 5'3". Probably wouldn't date anyone shorter than me. Not for any like at all reason. I think they're like too short, like in general. It's just that I really like wearing heels and like going out and stuff like that, and I'm already insecure about like how tall I am, and I would just look taller next to a guy who is shorter than me.
I won't date anybody shorter than me either. That's why I've been single my whole life.
I feel like tall women always end up dating short guys. Not short, but like guys who are the same height, and then short girls get all the tall guys, which is like really weird.
Well, there was one occasion when I was trying to get with a tall lady, and I thought, hey, I got an advantage here, and nothing ended up happening.
You know, it's funny because I feel the same way. I never really had a type, so I dated someone who was like, I'm 5'2", he was like 5'6", that was probably like the shortest, and I don't know. I like the tallness too. Yeah, your dad's definitely the tallest man that I've ever been with.
How good is your extroverted intuition, Delilah asks of herself. Extroverted intuition being my dominant function, the making up random shit on the fly.
Can you give me making up random? Wait, give me some more examples and explanations.
Well, like one of the tests I do for extroverted intuition is I'll say, here's the first two lines of a poem. The tree beside the house was filled with fruit, and soon enough the girls came forth to pick. And then you come up with the second two lines of it, that rhyme.
You want me to do that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, repeat it again. I'm going to turn off my heater. Repeat it one more time.
The tree beside the house is filled with fruit. The girls approach the tree, it's time to pick.
We walked from left to right with our boots, and the apples look so juicy we will lick. There you go. There's my poem.
Pretty good.
It is pretty good.
Pretty good. So the thing is,
I don't know if
I tried to get Delilah. Kyra, that's unfortunate.
Isn't that so funny? Curious Kyra says one of my legs is around 5'6", and my other leg is 3'3".
The cadence on that sucked. I don't know which one I'm talking about. Which one you're talking about here? Okay, so what was I?
What were the last pair of heels that you bought, Delilah?
Okay, well, I didn't buy these, but they're really cute. I'm like, I can still hear you. I have my AirPods in, but I got these for my birthday, and I'll show you both pairs.
Cool.
I'm sorry, Zuko's.
Oh no.
Oh,
did I do that?
I'm sorry. It's fine. Wait, I went in the wrong room.
Oh. I'm like, shoes. Okay, here we are.
Now I'm back.
Sorry about that.
Okay. Yeah, I was confused when I came and sat back down. These are my favorite. They're so comfortable.
Those are so cute. Oh my gosh, I
know.
love them.
So comfortable.
They don't seem very heelish, though. It's not what I think of when I picture heels.
This is like, so I don't have like, right, but these are so uncomfortable. I was like walking around New York City in these.
No.
And I had to be carried. They had to carry me.
Oh my gosh, I had the same exact experience in the city one time.
Right, with like the uncomfortable heels.
Yeah, my friend had to carry me to the train station because I couldn't walk anymore.
Emailed
So
Anthrax. Yes, the Titans are all naked, but no, they don't have any genitals.
Yeah, I was just gonna answer that. In the in early on into the show, they address it. They say something like, yeah, we don't know how the Titans reproduce because they have no genitalia. They like say something like they have no like reproductive organs or anything like that. So yeah, it's interesting. And then someone said, how interested are you in typology? I'm interested to an extent. I like when my dad tells me things about it, but I'm not very interested, like, in the same way where, like, when my dad meets someone, the first thing he thinks or, like, analyzes is what type are they. But I'm interested in learning about it to an extent.
That's not actually true. I don't really spend that much time typing in people when I go out in the world. But
Oh, okay.
unless something stands out to me as notable. Like, for example, I had never really put much thought into what type April was until it was brought up today, even though I've been around her plenty of times. Because unless I have a good reason to think about type, a person's type, like, sometimes people do something super stereotypical, and I go like, oh my god, what am I?
that I do as well.
Yeah.
I do that as well. So I like
Yeah.
to. I like my mom's side of the family is pretty big. She's one of 6, and I like to type my family members because it helps me get along, and understand.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you like psychology yourself, so.
Yeah. So I do this whole passive, like, psychoanalyzation. I guess, like, if I notice, like, someone's, like, an abnormality, like, if they, like, act, substantially different or whatever, I will do this, like, in my mind, like, okay, well, they might be dealing with this, affliction or whatever.
You'll point at them and say, abnormal!
Yeah, in front of them and, diagnose them kind of thing. But, because it's interesting.
Yeah, it
So
is.
do your family members that are not me talk to you about my channel?
No, not anymore. I mean, none of them really did in the first place. Candace would every once in a while bring it up, but not anymore. Not recently. So.
Okay, so it's 1:52. I'm planning on wrapping this up around 2 p.m. So we got about 8 minutes left. If you've got additional questions for Delilah or other thoughts, concerns, complaints, queries, quandaries, querulous endeavors of any sort, you can ask me. No complaints for Delilah. She's already indicated she doesn't want any complaints, which is perfectly fine. She's operating in a complaint-free environment right now.
I forgot that we had a background.
And Curious Kyra, thank you for saying my shoes are cute, and thank you for asking the question, and thank you for acknowledging my response.
The second ones that you wore, those are cute too. Did they have a clear or black strap on the bottom part?
It was black. It was black, but I do like the clear heel look. I think I showed you a pair that was similar with clear straps and everything.
Yes, I
do like that
remember.
look,
I
too.
do too. Yeah. I'm definitely a shoe person.
Emailed Anthrax, in no way, shape, or form are you a living contradiction, and yet at the same time you are. Delilah, in Spanish, do they pronounce your name differently?
Not necessarily, but a lot of times they'll mistake it and say Delia instead. But it's just more of how you would imagine someone who has an accent saying Delilah. It's not as the D is softer for sure, because when they pronounce their D's, it's more like a the sound. So it's a lot softer. I think it's prettier. My middle name. Well, actually, I don't really want to say my middle name.
Are you familiar with any philosophers? Asks Swift Eagle.
Yeah, vaguely, because I took a philosophy class last year, so in the fall, and I absolutely loved my philosophy professor. Possibly was in love with him, was very heartbroken to find out he was married. If on the off chance he happens to watch this, I would, let you know, sir, that if you have any problems with your marriage, I will come console you. But
You're here to wreck some homes if need be.
yeah, exactly. But so he made me kind of familiar with some different. Hold on, my cat's walking on my computer now. With some different philosophers, and I actually paid attention. So I enjoy. I enjoy that to an extent.
Do you remember any of the philosophers you found particularly appealing?
Descartes was a philosopher, right?
Yeah.
So whoever did, the whole dualism thing, was that him?
Yeah, he sort of started it. Yeah.
Right. I really enjoyed mind body dualism, that whole lecture, and it was interesting to think and talk about. But I don't have a clear, I guess, point of view on that. I'd probably say I'm a dualist.
I don't think that ESTPs get that deep into philosophy because they don't see the point of it exactly ultimately.
Well, I really actually enjoy talking and thinking about it, but when, that deep into philosophy in the sense where, like, would I, have a whole career in it? Probably not, because, like you said, like, there's no clear resolution. So it gets kind of frustrating, having every single question that you learn about be unanswered.
I have answers, just not everybody agrees with them. Recently, someone mentioned the tendency to evolve into your complementary types in times of stress. So, in other words, Delilah, do you evolve, quote unquote, into somebody more like Rachel when you're stressed out? And do I evolve, quote unquote, into more somebody like Kimberly when I'm stressed out? ISFJ or my grandma or your grandma, I would say that personally, my response to it is I do become more ISFJ when I am not so much stressed out as have taken a hit and have experienced some sort of even minorish trauma, be it like shit didn't go as I'd hoped, it's been a bad day or whatever, maybe a bad couple of days, that I'm going to get much more like nesty and protect myself-y and take a bath and stuff like that. INFJ is different in how they respond. So I don't know, Delilah, how do you respond to stress, trauma, stuff like that?
Probably by avoiding it, in the sense where, it depends on the type of stress. If I'm stressed about school, I will avoid it until the very last minute and ignore it as much as possible. If I'm stressed about an interpersonal interaction, I actually can't leave it alone until I get some kind of resolution. So if I'm fighting with someone, and I can't really get over it until we talk it out and there's some kind of resolve there. So I don't know.
Yeah, I used to be really super like that, but I had to learn to not be allowed to talk things out when I needed to with Kimberly. She'd always put it off till as later as possible. So under unhealthy stress and or in response to trauma, does the INFJ act like an ESTP, Rachel?
I'd say maybe not unhealthy.
Well, I mean, the thing is, there's two different kinds of ways to interpret this. So it's like there's a response to trauma that is a way of healing yourself, in a sense. For ESTP, that means being in their NI. It means knowing what's universally so. For me, it's about being in my SI, knowing my own particular pleasures and comforts. For Rachel, it's going to be SE, doing shit, getting shit handled.
Yep.
That can manifest both nicely and agreeably and pleasantly and in healthy ways, or it can manifest in less healthy ways.
Totally. Yeah. So I would actually say yes. When I'm under stress, I do feel the need to do things. I'll be like, oh, I need to go for a walk, or I need to go for a bike ride. Yeah. But, do I feel like I turn into a different personality? No. It's just maybe my cognitive stack kind of, it goes a little bit unbalanced, in the first and the fourth. It does. At least for me.
This person says, what are your favorite hobbies? Sorry, David Sanderson.
What are
Favorite hobbies, Delilah? Making cheese, obviously.
right? I do kind of want to wait. I want to do a speed round since you're planning on ending this, and I want to answer a few questions that I've seen. Okay, is that okay?
Go for it.
Do it.
Do your thing.
Okay. Favorite season: fall, spring. Fan of rain clouds or storm clouds? Yes. I hate when it's partly cloudy. I love when it's overcast. Do I have any questions for you guys? Yeah, I could do a question for you guys thing next time because I'm also interested. I have many PhDs in philosophy. Yes. Grass eater, you're pretty. Thank you. Most guys who say they're 5'8" are really 5'6", 5'10", or 5'8". Can you confirm? Yes. But instead, I think it's like if they're like 5'9", they'll say 5'11". I don't think I've ever met a guy who said he's 5'8", and there's actually been like 5'6". Because I'm 5'6", so we can't really lie about that because then we'll be eye to eye. But yes, I can see that. Favorite hobbies and ideal career. Like I said, I don't dream of work. I don't have an ideal career except being paid to be pretty and exist. And my favorite hobbies, I really like to do anything that makes me happy and does not bring me any kind of frustration. So, I like watching shows and doing cool things, like playing games, like things that challenge me, in the brain, but not too challenging because I get frustrated about it.
And that's why she's in college.
Yeah. I think that's basically it, unless I missed one. If I missed one, if you guys in the chat want me to see your questions, you do have to do the tag thing where you say my name and it's orange, because that's the only really way I'll be able to notice it. No problem.
They can't make you orange though because you're not in the chat.
Yeah. And on my screen it said it's orange for me.
Oh, she's saying when they like tag talking with famous people.
Right, but they can't tag you because you're not in that chat.
But when they add it, your name.
Because I have.
When they added talking with famous people, I see. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. That makes sense. Never mind. My bad.
I don't know. It shows up as orange because I look at it. I'm looking at it on the YouTube chat. Like I'm on the live and I have it just paused and then I'm looking at.
Yeah. So like what Ninfa just did.
Right. Yeah. Like utter such a.
Yeah, and she's so.
Right.
What Delilah's saying is she sees that chat.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You don't always have to tag somebody, but it's easier because quicker.
Well, people don't have to get confused.
Yeah.
The and or at symbol.
Yeah, whatever makes my name orange for me is what I like. How many hours of sleep do you get a night? Anywhere between 5 and 7. Don't strippers and Twitch thoughts get paid to be pretty and exist? See, that's the thing is I would love to do that, and I tried being like a Twitch streamer. I mean, I wasn't a Twitch thought. I was very covered up because I didn't like the gross comments. But I got too much anxiety about it. I would actually, what job I really want is to be a bartender at a strip club because it's a win-win. I'm not a stripper, but I still get paid.
You get a lot of tips. Yeah.
So much.
Have you considered OnlyFans, Delilah? Apparently, girls do quite well on that. It's
not something I've seriously considered, but I have thought that would be like an easy way, I guess. But you'd have to promote it so much, and I wouldn't want people I know to find out about it anyway.
I don't think you'd have to promote it that much. Maybe I'm not sure.
See, that's the thing. I think that the most difficult part of that would be whoever you don't want seeing it probably would find out at some point.
Right.
Right.
And I'm a little uncomfortable with it anyways. I would probably only do things
I was joking, Delilah. I don't actually think you should be on OnlyFans. Okay, just to be clear.
No. I don't.
That's comforting.
I don't want to. I have no interest in it anymore. I mean, I never really did, actually. I just want, money for, the thing is, I would go on OnlyFans if I could be fully clothed and talk to people and get paid for it, like that. I'd be fine with that,
See, this is the thing. As a dude, I think to myself, if I were a hot chick I'd totally do that. I'd make shit tons of money. But of course, if I were actually a chick, then I'd experience life differently, and I probably would have a different perspective on it.
Right, exactly. I do respect it. I do respect other women who do it. Yeah, exactly. Strip club bartender would be good. Exactly.
Really good. Really good. Like, I am.
You would
Also,
make a
you guys
lot of
don't-
tips.
Yeah, that's what I've
And
that's
at
what I've
strip
heard.
clubs,
Also,
like having a pretty bartender, like at a strip club too, like.
It makes them think that there's a girl that they could actually talk to.
Yeah, exactly.
right. Also, you guys don't have to worry about me doing OnlyFans. I have no interest in it. You guys.
No, they're worried
There's no
about
part of
whether
me that-
you're going to be bothered when I start doing OnlyFans.
Okay.
A lot of people want to see my nips.
They do, actually, they have.
Yeah, they're pretty exciting. They're very small, so you have to look carefully, but they're there.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think I see any other.
All right, so we about ready to wrap this up.
Yeah, I have to go pee.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up. Thanks everybody for being here. Thank you very much to Delilah for joining us. That was a lot of fun. I love chatting with
thanks,
you,
Delilah.
my darling. And David Sanderson, I wonder if you will stick around for 1 second, because I want to ask you a question about the suggestion you made about concurrently streaming on Twitch and this at the same time. Thanks for being here again,
Okay.
and goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.